Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to see chapter number 3, two stories about flying. This chapter consists of two parts. Today we are going to see the first part, that is his first flight, written by Liam O'Flaherty. The first part talks about the experience of a bird, seagull. Now, birds, we know that they fly in the sky. Right from their birth, the parent bird, they teach the baby birds how to fly in the air. In this story, we come across seagull, a bird who has fear to fly. He is afraid of flying. He thinks that if he jumps from the edge of the hill, if he jumps from the corner of the hill down, if he learns to fly, if he starts to fly, his wings will not support him. He will fall down and he will die. Let us see how does this bird, seagull, conquered his fear. His first flight, part 1. The young seagull was alone on his ledge. His two brothers and his sister had already flown away the day before. Now, the young seagull is lying alone on his ledge. Ledge is nothing but a narrow horizontal shelf projecting from a wall or a cliff. Like if you see the picture, if you see the image, this is called as ledge. It is a projecting shelf that has come out of a mountain or a hill. Now, this bird, seagull, is alone. His two brothers and his sister, they have already flown away the day before. He did not fly because he was afraid to fly. He had been afraid to fly with them. Somehow, when he had taken a little run forward to the brink of the ledge and attempted to flap his wings, he became afraid. The moment he came to the brink of the ledge, brink means to the, if you see this word brink matlab edge, corner. When he came to the edge of the ledge and he was about to flap his wings, he became afraid. Why he became afraid? The great expanse of sea stretched down beneath, and it was such a long way down, miles down. So from the ledge, when he looked down, he saw a great expanse of sea, means he saw huge sea. Expanse means very huge, very large. He saw very large sea down, and it was very long, very long down from the height of the hill, miles down. So he got afraid and he did not jump and he did not try to learn how to fly. He felt certain that his wings would never support him, so he bent his head and ran away back to the little hole under the ledge where he slept at night. He felt it for certain, he felt it for sure that if he jumps down the ledge, his wings will never support him. He may die. He will not able to fly. So he bent his head, he came reverse, and he went inside the hole of the ledge. He went inside the hole under the ledge and he slept there at night. Even when each of his brothers and his little sister, whose wings were far shorter than his own, ran to the brink, flapped their wings, and flew away, he failed to muster up courage to take that plunge which appeared to him so desperate. His brothers, his little sister, they had smaller wings compared to his. They had shorter wings compared to his wings. But still, they ran to the brink, they came near the edge of the ledge, they flapped their wings, and they flew away. But this particular young seagull, he could not able to collect, he could not able to muster up the courage, means he was not able to collect the courage to take that plunge which appeared to him so desperate. He was not able to get courage and he was not able to fly. His father and mother had come around, calling to him shyly, upbraiding him, threatening to let him starve on his ledge unless he flew away. But for the life of him, he could not move. His father, his mother, they both came calling to him shrilly. They started shouting at him, upbraiding him, means scolding him, threatening him that if he doesn't fly, they will not give him food to eat and they will make him starve on his ledge. Means if he doesn't move, if he doesn't learn how to fly, he will have to starve. Starve means no food, no food, no water. So parents started threatening him if he doesn't fly, if he doesn't learn how to fly, he will have to starve. They won't give him food to eat. But this young seagull, for his life, what happened? To survive, he did not move. He could not move. He did not listen. That was 24 hours ago. Since then, nobody had come near him. 24 hours ago, this thing happened. And now 24 hours have passed. Nobody came near him. This young seagull is alone on the ledge, and his family members, all the birds, they have flown away. But he could see them. They are visible to him. They are somewhere near. The day before, all day long, he had watched his parents flying about with his brothers and sister, perfecting them in the art of flight, teaching them how to skim the waves and how to dive for fish. The day before, means the previous day, all day long, he was continuously seeing his parents teaching his brothers and sister about how to fly. His parents were perfecting them in the art of flight. So the parents were teaching the young birds, young seagulls, about how they should fly. They were teaching them how to skim the waves, means they were teaching the young seagulls as to how they should skim over the waves, go in the water and again come out, and how to dive for fish, like how to catch fish from the sea. He had, in fact, seen his older brother catch his first herring and devour it, standing on a rock, while his parents circled around, raising a proud cackle. He also saw his older brother. He saw his brother who caught his first herring. Herring means a soft, fincy fish. He saw his older brother who caught his first fish and went on the rock, stood on the rock after catching the fish. He stood on the rock with the fish with him, and his parents circled around him and they started raising a proud cackle. Proud cackle means they started calling him or laughing him or showing joy. Why? Because their child has able to catch his first food. So his parents were feeling proud. So in proud they were shouting aloud, laughing very loudly. And all the morning, the whole family had walked about on the big plateau, midway down the opposite cliff, taunting him with his cowardice. And the whole morning, what happened? The family members, they had walked on the big plateau, on the big surface. It was opposite the cliff, means the young seagull was standing on the ledge. Opposite to ledge, there was one more surface area where the family members were walking, and they were taunting him. They were laughing at him. They were telling him that he is coward. So his family members were taunting him. They were telling him that he is a coward boy. Cowardice means he is a coward. Why? Because he is not ready to learn how to fly. The sun was now ascending the sky, blazing on his ledge that faced the south. He felt the heat because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall. Now it was the morning time. The sun was coming in the sky. And as the sun was coming, it was going towards the it was coming at the middle part of the sky, and his ledge was facing towards the south direction. So this young seagull started feeling the heat very much because he had not eaten his food since the previous night. He was hungry. He had no energy left in him. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge, and standing on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wing, he closed one eye, then the other. You can see the picture over here. It's all family members. They are running out. They are flying. But this young seagull is standing on the ledge. He's not having a courage to jump and learn how to fly. But suddenly what happened? He decided that he should fly. So he came little bit forward. He came near the brink of the ledge. This is called as brink of the ledge. Brink means the edge, the corner part. So he came near the brink of this ledge. He stood on one leg, and one leg was hidden under his wing. He closed his one eye, then he closed his another eye also. Maybe he is now about to jump from this cliff, and pretended to be falling asleep. And he pretended means he started acting as if he is going to sleep now. Still they took no notice of him. Nobody noticed what he's doing. He saw his two brothers and his sister lying on the plateau, dozing with their heads sunk into their necks. His father was preening the feather on his white back. Now, as he's standing on the brink of the ledge, he saw his two brothers and his sister. They are lying on the plateau. They are maybe laying down on the particular land surface opposite to him, and dozing with their heads sunk into their necks. Means they are taking a nap. Maybe they are relaxing. His father was preening the feather on his white back. You see the word preening. Preening means making an effort to maintain feathers. So his father was preening the feathers on his white back. His father was making an effort to maintain his feathers. His father was flying and was trying to maintain his wings, was trying to maintain his balance by keeping his wings on his white back. Only his mother was looking at him. She was standing on a little high hump on the plateau, her white breast thrust forward. Mother's attention was there towards her young child, seagull. Mother was looking at him. She was standing on a little high hump on the plateau. Mother was standing a little bit on a higher position, on the higher hump of the plateau. And her white breast thrust forward means she was standing over there and she was looking at her young seagull. Now and again, she tore at a piece of fish that lay at her feet and then scraped each side of her beak on the rock. She was having one fish near her feet. So every now and then, she used to tear the fish. She used to tear at a piece of fish. She used to tear the piece of fish that was lying near her feet. And after tearing it, she used to scrape the side of her beak on the rock. Scrape means she used to sharpen her beak on the rock so that she can tear the fish properly. She can cut the flesh of the fish. The sight of the food maddened him. When the young seagull saw the fish with his mother, he became mad. He became mad means the sight of the food maddened him, means wherever he saw the food, he used to get mad because he was very hungry. How he loved to tear food that way, scraping his beak now and again to wet it. Every time he was very much delighted to see, he was delighted to tear the food, how his mother was tearing the fish. He was very much happy, or he used to love eating the food in that way, scraping his beak, sharpening his beak. Okay. But today, he won't be given food. Why? Because Father and mother have told him, unless he jumps down the cliff, unless he learns how to fly, he won't be given anything to eat. He has to starve. Ga, 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 he cried, begging her to bring him some food. So this young seagull started calling his mother and asking her to bring some food for him. Ga, kul, a, she screamed back derisively. Mother gave the response. Maybe she said that she won't give the food. Derisively, the word derisively means in a manner showing someone that he or she is stupid. Mother wanted to tell him that he is a stupid person, he is a stupid bird. Why? Because it is the nature of the bird to fly, but this bird doesn't want to fly. But he kept calling plaintively, and after a minute or so, he uttered a joyful scream. This little young seagull kept calling his mother, asking for a food. But as there was no response, after a minute he uttered a joyful scream. After a minute he shouted very loudly. A joyful scream, a very loud, happy sound he made. His mother had picked up a piece of the fish and was flying across to him with it. Why? Because he saw, after some time, his mother took one piece of the fish, she picked it up in her beak, and she was coming towards him. She was flying across to him with that piece of fish. So the young seagull thought his mother is coming towards him to give him the food. So he became very happy, and then he started shouting joyfully. You can see the picture over here. Mother came with piece of fish in her beak. This is the young seagull. He thought his mother is actually giving him food, but no. Something different happened over here. He leaned out eagerly, tapping the rock with his feet, trying to get nearer to her as she flew across. This young seagull, he thought his mother is coming to give him the food, so he leaned outward, means he moved little bit near to the brink of the ledge, tapping the rock with his feet. He was touching the rock, tapping on the rock, and was moving little bit forward. He was going near the edge of the ledge. He was trying to go near his mother to catch the piece of fish from her beak. As he was going near her mother, he was going near his mother, she was going across. But when she was just opposite to him, she halted, her wings motionless, the piece of fish in her beak almost within reach of his beak. But just a moment after that, what happened? She halted. Halted means she stopped in between. Her wings became motionless, means she did not flap wings. She stood in between in the air. Halted means stopped in between. Wings were not flapping. She had a piece of fish in her beak, and it was within the reach of the young seagull's beak. He waited a moment in surprise, wondering why she did not come nearer, and then, maddened by hunger, he dived at the fish. So he was waiting for a few moments, and he was in surprise and wanted to know why his mother is not coming near to him, why she is not coming near and giving him the food. As he was mad by hunger, as he has not eaten the food since last night, he was so hungry, he was so mad to eat the food that he did not think anything. He just dived at the fish. Means what did he do? He just jumped near her mother. Now we know that mother was motionless in the air. Mother was not waiting. Mother was not standing on the cliff. Mother was not standing on the hill. She was actually in the air. She was flying. She was in the air herself. And this young seagull jumped near her mother to catch the fish. Now we can know what would have happened. When he jumped, he did not go near his mother. From the cliff of that mountain, he jumped near her mother, but he went down. With a loud scream, he fell outward and downward into space. So with a loud scream, there was a loud shout. He jumped and he came outward, and then he started going downwards. Then a monstrous terror seized him and his heart stood still. The moment he saw that he is going downwards in the water, monstrous terror seized him. Means he became afraid. His heart stood still. Means his heart stopped beating. He could hear nothing, but it only lasted a minute. The moment he was going down, we know that it was miles and miles down. His heart stopped beating. He could hear nothing, but it was just for a few minutes. It lasted only for a minute. After some time, what happened? He felt his wings spread outwards. Next moment, he felt that his wings are coming outside his body. The wind rushed against his breast feathers, then under his stomach and against his wings. After some time, he felt that the wind is going against his breast feathers, under his stomach and against his wings. And he could feel the tips of his wings cutting through the air. And finally, he could feel that his wings are cutting through the air. And then it was not falling headlong now. He was not actually falling down now. He started flying. He was soaring gradually downwards and outwards. He was no longer afraid. No matter as he was going downward and he was going outward and downward near the sea water, now he is not afraid. His fear, his afraid of flying was gone. He just felt a bit dizzy. Then he flapped his wings once and he soared upward. He just felt a little bit dizzy. Dizzy means he felt a little uncomfortable, feeling of spinning around and losing a balance. Means as he was looking down, water, he was falling down, he felt dizziness. Chakkar aana, usko chakkar aa gaya. That was just for a few time. Then this young bird flapped his wings. After flapping the wings, he soared upward, means he started going upwards in the sky. Ga, 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 kola. His mother swooped past him, her wings making a loud noise. So he could see his mother singing to him, talking to him, making loud noise. Her mother's wings were making loud noise. He answered her with another scream. He also gave answer to his mother. Then his father flew over him, screaming. He saw his two brothers and his sister flying around him, curvating and banking and soaring and diving. So after mother came his father. Father also flew over him, screaming and shouting. Father also became very happy. He was able to see that the young seagull is able to fly. After some time, he saw his two brothers and his sister flying around him, curvating. The word, if you see the word curvating means leaping like a horse, jumping or running like a horse. Banking means, this is not the banking transaction word. The banking means flying with one wing higher than the other wing, flying in the tilted position, and soaring and diving. So he saw his brothers and his sister coming towards him, flying around him, flying like running like a horse. Banking means flying in a tilted position. Soaring, going up, diving, going in the water, again coming out of the sea water. This showed that his family members became very happy.